Casper Cactus. To his left we have Quickster. And of course to his left we have the almighty Lanzer. How many of you guys voted for Lanzer for president in that weekly poll? Pretty cool. Oh, they did it again, eh? Alright, you guys, how about we all shout Gaia on the count of 3? 1, 2, 3. Alright, cool. But you know, unfortunately, not all the panelists are here yet. There's one more panelist that we need to invite up. And that's one of you guys. So who wants to come on up here and be a part of the panel? Oh, I don't know, I can't really hear you yet. Who wants to be up here and be part of the panel? It's a pink box. Well, I guess, what happens on Gaia when you get a pink box? You get free stuff, right? But when you're on Gaia and a pink box appears floating around randomly, don't you usually get free stuff? So what do you guys think we should do when a pink box appears randomly? Alright, who wants some free stuff?
Flash games that we have been developing. First one is a puzzle game that whose name has yet to be determined. It's a puzzle game that is, let me see, internally electric alchemist.
Yeah, definitely. How many of you guys like screwing around with electricity? Then that's just a perfect game for you guys. It's a perfect game for you guys.
So instead of sticking your fingers in the outlet, this is your way to discover how electricity really works.
Actually, can you go back really quick? Really quick. You know, I just want to say really quick, if you don't mind, one of our developers wanted me to say a couple things about this game. I mean, how many of you guys like robots? Well, that's one of the coolest things about this game. If you look at these images, on the bottom right corner, it looks like you create robots, and that's exactly what you're doing here. There's lots of different voltage and electricity on the outside of the square, and you, of course, you move around, like Lanzer was saying, there's a puzzle. You move around all the different pieces, and you connect that electricity in order to power up the robot creation machine and start building a robot. So that's one of the coolest things about this, and you can just imagine all the possibilities with that.
For many months now. Yeah. Many of you have been listening in the store and always see is Rufus. So where had Ian been all these months? We finally found out ourselves. Rufus was at let me see, he was hanging around the casino one day and he found this one little entrance, and walking down the stairs he found apparently Ian's just as addicted to pinball as we all are. To host the Barton Boutique back in Gaia, and you'll be seeing him on Monday.
Mischief makers. Alright. Let's head on over to the next slide. Oh, that's me. What am I thinking? Oh, more free stuff!
Some pictures you may have seen before, but there's some new stuff in here too, so be patient. We'll go through it all. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like I mentioned, we're at alpha now, which means sometime soon we'll be getting to beta, and then we'll get to launch, and so it's going to be real. It's really going to happen. We have a bunch of new characters in the game. Some of them you've seen before, but some of them you haven't. Like for instance, up in the upper right-hand corner, that's Rancher Bill and his son Purvis. And the new girl that goes along with them, her name is beautiful. It's just scintillating and musical to your ears. Her name is Rubella. Then we also have down at the bottom the Asian gal in the center is Katsumi. And then we have some other characters that you'll see throughout the world. We have a whole bunch of different environmental critters that bring the world to life. There's cows, there's ravens, there's all kinds of stuff. You can tip the cows over, all kinds of stuff. And that's concept art of Rubella up there, just so you can see that. It's like when they do the MCs, the art staff all gets together and they brainstorm out what the characters are going to look like, and then they show it to me and I'm like, oh, okay, we can write around that. And it's always new, it's always different, and there's a lot of brainstorming that goes on constantly. This is our new store proprietor for the game. His name is Niku, or Nikolai, and this is the store front that you'll see when you get into the game, Back Alley Bargains. This is when you play the MMO, a lot of interactions will go on here, where you can exchange items to make new cool items that you've never seen before anywhere else on the site, and then there's also things that you can buy from that store too that are unique to the game. And more characters still. There's two versions of Blaze on the left side of the screen there. She's an adventuring kind of character that you get to, later on in the game you'll find her. Jacques, the lighthouse keeper, and his dog, which we haven't named yet, but soon. And then we have a bunch of surfers out on Gold Beach too. So there's a lot of different areas in the game. It's a very large game for our first offering, and we'll keep expanding it over time. I think you've seen some of these before. This is the clutch. Yes, it used to be a purse. But a lot of things that are happening in the game are very mysterious when you first start. Like you're going to try to, as a player of the game, you're going to be trying to figure out why these inanimate objects are suddenly becoming animated with a capital A. There are reasons behind it. It does all tie into the fiction of the site. There's a lot of integration of story and plotline, and it will all become less mysterious as time goes by.